Hello everyone, it's Saturday. Happy Saturday. I hope your weekend is off to a great start. Today we are continuing with our practice, and today our focus for the day is the law of Dharma. That is the law of finding our purpose. And you know what, this is, by far, I think, is one of the most challenging things that people experience. Most people that I come in contact with are always looking for why they're here. Why am I here? What am I intended to do? Well, in order to do that, to really find out what our purpose is and what the meaning of our life truly is, we have to disconnect from the external world, the physical world, and we have to connect with the internal world, the ethereal world, the world that we can't see, and the world that we use to create. So, in essence, we are connecting with the source of energy that we all have deep within inside of us. So one of the things that we need to do to practice the law of Dharma, to really become who we are intended to be, to live our life with meaning, is to connect on the inside. And to do that, we have to kind of shed our skin, if you will. I was having a conversation with one of my besties, and we were talking about a workshop that we're going to actually put together, and we were talking about purpose and all of the different spiritual laws, and we were having a conversation about Dharma and purpose and going within. And I often talk about the body as a vessel. You know, something that we are here to use. It is not who we are. Some people will consider the body the ego, part of themselves, the mask that they wear, the self-image. With that comes a lot of burden. And during our conversation with my girlfriend, we came up with the word avatar, and I love that word. So now, you know, I've been thinking of myself not as a vessel, as an avatar. So I want you to just kind of chew on that for a moment and just kind of think to yourself that, and remind yourself that the vessel that we're using, this avatar, is not who we are. It's the mask we wear. It's the self-image we portray. And with that comes a lot of pressure, because we're always trying to be what everybody else wants us to be, or what we think we have created for ourselves. To truly practice the law of Dharma, we have to shed that. We have to disconnect from the vessel. We have to disconnect from the avatar and go within and figure out who we are on the inside, because truly we are the animator of the avatar. We are the one that brings the avatar to life. And that is where all the answers are. I can remember when I was a very little girl, I think I was probably in the first grade, one of my teachers shared with me, we were taking a test, and she had said, you have all the answers are on the inside. And you know what? That was, I remember that still to today, and that was very, very true, because all the answers truly are on the inside. That's where we need to begin to start taking our cues from who we are on the inside, instead of who we think we are on the outside and who everybody else thinks that we are on the outside. So how do we do that? Well, the best way to do that, to connect with who we are on the inside, is we have to disconnect from the external world. And the best way to disconnect is to go within and be silent. So if you haven't already established a meditation practice, Saturdays would be a really good day to begin. Wake up in the morning and let that be the first thing that you do. Now, I know that when people think about meditation, sometimes they think it's very daunting. I know I did. And so what I'm going to throw out to you is this. Just find a peaceful place that you can sit just for a few minutes. Sit yourself down, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. And just focus on every inhale and every exhale. Every inhale and every exhale. And if you start to think about something, just remind yourself that you're focusing on your breath. Let the thought go and begin thinking again about your inhale and your exhale. And just sit there until you don't want to sit there any longer. And you'll realize that a fair amount of time probably has gone by. So before you sit down, you know, and do this exercise, look at your watch, see what time it is. Practice this exercise. Do it for as long as you feel like you could sit there. And when you're done, look at the clock and see how much time has gone by. And see if you weren't able to create just a little bit of peace for yourself in that short period of time where you're focused on your breathing. That is a really great way to connect with the inside. The other thing that we can do when we're practicing a meditation, is ask ourselves the 3 soul questions. Who am I? What do I want? And how do I best serve? And how do I best serve is really a critical question to ask, because if you ever ask people, and I certainly have during my journey with all the different people that I meet, what they want to do in their life, they always say, I want to help people. So how do I best serve really helps me to understand how I can best help people, because we're all going to do that in different ways. If you're a realtor, you want to help people find the perfect home. People feel very excited about that. If you're a doctor, you might want to help people get well. People get very excited about that. People are very passionate about that. For each of us, it's very, very different. And I cannot tell you what your specific purpose is. And if you desire to know why you're here, and you desire to know what the meaning of your life truly is intended to be, then that's work that you have to do by going within and listening to your highest self, your ethereal self, your spirit self, to see why you truly are here and what you're truly intended to do to help humanity. Those are the answers that come from the inside. Nobody can really tell you that from the outside. That's all coming from within. And just so that you know, when we get stronger at this practice and we start going within to find all the answers for ourselves, we live a more fulfilled life because we are less reliant on what other people think. And the ego, the vessel, the avatar, is less affected by external events because the power of the spirit, the power of the essence that animates us, is the strength that we need to be able to do the things that we truly want to do and the things that bring us the most joy. Now, the other component of today's practice is sitting down and thinking about our unique talents and gifts. So what are we good at? What is it that we can do in our life that we enjoy doing? Because life is intended to be enjoyable. It's not to be a chore. And if our lives are feeling like they are cumbersome and overwhelming and not fulfilling, it's because we're not living our life with enjoyment, and we're not figuring out for ourselves what it is that we truly want to do and what we're really good at. If you ask most people will say that will be able to tell you that what they're not good at. And we need to be able to shift that perspective, and we need to start thinking about what we truly are good at. What do we enjoy doing? And make a list of those things, because ultimately at the end of the day, that's going to help us identify how we can best serve people. Because when we enjoy an activity, we can leverage that activity to help other people either be good at that activity or learn more about it or just contribute in other ways. That's what we're intending to do. And for me, fortunately, I feel very, very blessed in the regard that I live my life on purpose. My intention and my purpose is to help people become the fullest expression of who they are, whatever that is for them, by helping them to shift their perspective from external to internal, to help them figure out who they truly are and how to best live their life. That's what my purpose is. And so I'm so very grateful that I spent the time doing the work, because my life is filled with joy and is enjoyable because I take these talents that I'm really good at and I figure out ways to best deliver messages to people, to best coach people, to best share information with people so that they can connect and apply that information so that they can become the fullest expression of who they are, whatever that is for them. Now, there are going to be some talents and abilities that we have that maybe we're not going to make a living at, and yet maybe they will help us to live an enjoyable life. Fortunately for me, I have identified for myself that I have a very strong athletic ability, so I like to participate in physical things. So I do enjoy the physical life, and I can tell you that for a long time after gymnastics, when I wasn't doing that anymore, I was looking for an activity, and the last thing I wanted to do was go into a gym and lift weights and walk on a treadmill. To me, that's like boring. I hate it. I don't like to run, and so I was walking for a while, and then after a while I got bored with that. So I was forever on this quest of figuring out, what could I do? What kind of activity could I do that I really, really enjoy, that's a lot of fun for me, where time just goes by? And it took a while, and ultimately I found those activities. One of them is yoga. I love yoga. I can do yoga for long periods of time and never get bored with it because it is in alignment with my natural talents and abilities, and I find it enjoyable. The other thing that I love to do is dancing. Love, love, love dancing. And I'm so grateful that I found it. You know, it wasn't something that came to me. It wasn't something that I was thinking about. And yet a series of events took place in my life which opened up the opportunity for me to start dancing. And I love it. I absolutely love it. In fact, I'm going to be in my first dance showcase in a show on September 23rd called Viva Las Vegas. It's going to be at the Crest Theater in Delray Beach, and I am over the moon. I am absolutely so excited about it. I get to perform the dance that I've been practicing for a few weeks now. I get to dress up in a costume. I get to be on stage. I am over the moon. So when we can find for ourselves how to best leverage our natural talents, gifts, and abilities, we could add more joy into our life. So really, that's what the practice is today. It's shedding the self-image. It's shedding the avatar. It's shedding the external world, leaving it behind, disconnecting from it, disengaging from it, and spending a little time getting to know who you really are on the inside. It's the best work you're ever going to do. I promise you that. So good luck with your practice today. I hope that you have an absolutely outstanding day, and I look forward to checking in with you tomorrow.